Hello and welcome back to the Outpost Frequencies, brought to you by the lastmovieoutpost.com. We've got a little extra that we've been talking about with Shawn about his exploitation cinema. So we've been talking about some of the most controversial movies ever made. And this time we are talking about two movies in particular because they're very similar, and that's Cannibal Holocaust and Cannibal Ferox. Now, first...
if you're US, you might know Cannibal Ferox better as Make Them Die Slowly.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what it's for years. That's what its release was until recently when they re-released it on Blu-ray. It Make Them Die Slowly was the US release name,
which is it gets you in the right frame of mind for what you're about to watch, because I think we looked up the other day, didn't we, that Ferox meant suffering. Or something or other. Whereas
terror, cannibal terror.
That's right. You sort of, when you think Cannibal Ferox, you think, oh, I wonder what that means, and then you don't know. But if you watch a film that's called Make Them Die Slowly, you can kind of see where that's.
You know what you're going to get.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Spoilers with this that we are going to talk about them before we go on. So, first of all, what would you say is the better of the two movies? Just off the top of your head, which one's the better one?
I would say better quality or better most shocking to me.
Again, both.
Oh, I don't know. As I've mentioned on the live stream and many times, Ferox is probably the one that had more disturbing to me because of the many castration scenes in it, where we also get to see a cannibal eat the aforementioned castrated part. I'll never forget being 10 years old and seeing a cannibal hack a dude's junk off and then pop it in his mouth.
They have film ratings for ages and stuff like that, don't you? So when you say as a 10-year-old...
My parents had a very laissez-faire attitude about what I could watch when I was young. So,
but just as a 10-year-old, it was just kind of, I can see.
And it looks so real. Don't, just because this movie is from like the early 80s, don't get this is like practical effects that looks, you would think they really did it.
The weird thing is I watched Cannibal Ferox for the first time quite recently, and I haven't seen Cannibal Holocaust for a long time, but I do remember Cannibal Holocaust being a better made movie out of the two of them. But like you say, that one particular scene in Ferox had me wincing on the sofa because it was just the way they did it. And it's not just the fact, as we say, spoilers, it's not just the fact that they cut his knob off and then eat it, but it's also then that they cauterize it and keep him alive for a good rest of the movie.
Yeah, and he has to live with the fact that a cannibal just ate his Johnson. It's digesting in this stomach that's now got you, marching through the jungle. Yeah, that probably, that too added to it. Like you said, that really, because the thoughts of that is it's like,
that's rough.
Yeah, it's like, just let me die, man.
Yeah,
if you're going to do that.
And then when he does actually go. Again, it's not an instantaneous thing, is it? Because they put him basically in a it's very much like was it Hannibal, which was the Hannibal Lecter one where the top of his head gets cut off and then the brains are just
But but it's a mercy compared to what they've done to him up to that point.
I mean, with it again, it was so realistically done though. It was quite horrifically portrayed, and the fact that they were eating the stuff straight out of his sort of warm head and everything was just
chilled monkey brains.
Well,
except it's not monkeys.
No, because I mean, there's another scene in there as well. Because I mean, in both movies, they don't seem to like sea turtles.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with that is.
I mean, in Cannibal Ferox, I don't like seeing animals being killed. I know animals get killed for me to eat meat, and I'm kind of okay with that, in the fact that I eat meat and I know they're going to die. But seeing something like a turtle die, but I did like the fact that in the scene, they kill it and then string it up over a fire and cook it and eat it. And at least you're sort of thinking, yes, because obviously if they live in the Amazon, they don't have, supermarkets they can just go down and get their food from.
You can't just eat penises all the time.
No, that's right.
You're going to get tired of that, right?
I'm just thinking of the whole, sort of like...
penis again, Marge?
Oh, take the foreskin off, will you, next time? I mean... but again, in Cannibal Holocaust, they do the same. They kill a turtle in there as well. But again, I can't remember now if it was actually for food or just for the sake of killing.
Yeah, I don't remember on that one. It's been longer since I've seen Holocaust.
The weird thing is with Holocaust as well, is that um, because it was made with found footage, and it was, the story was, is somebody went to sort of rescue somebody else and they found this found footage of all these cannibals, and people actually believed it was real. And
Was hauled into court and had to produce, because once the movie come out, he had the actors go into hiding for like a year to add to the realism. And so nobody was speaking to the press, and so they hauled him into court, and he had to produce these actors to be like, yeah, we're not dead, stupid, you know. But they were going to lock his ass up over
yeah,
this.
but I mean, with it again, the scenes are so well done from a movie which was, it was 1980, wasn't it, Holocaust?
I think so.
I'm sure it was like 1980, but for the scenes that they did, obviously it's different nowadays. That with CG you can do whatever you want and you don't have to kind of think about it, and almost anything is imaginable. Whereas with a movie like that, if you're making something which is then going to be massively controversial, and you're planning on killing people, you've kind of got to do it in a practical way, which apparently is so realistic that the police think you need to be arrested and locked up.
Yeah. The grainy, film stock of the day and all that,
Mm.
and the humidity, you can feel the humidity from the jungle. It looks so real.
Yeah, I mean,
Both of them.
there's that one famous scene. I don't know if I'm going to get away with it putting it on here on YouTube, but with the pole up through the woman, and again,
Which and I did not know until In Search of Darkness, I think it was, that she was sitting on a bicycle seat, and they put balsa wood in her mouth, and she just sat there like that.
see,
And
I
it
thought it
looks
was a dummy. I always thought it was a dummy that they
Nope,
made,
it
but
was a real woman. Nope,
goodness,
it's a real woman. They made a pole with a bicycle seat on it. She said it, and they gave her a piece of balsa wood, which is very light,
yeah,
like styrofoam, and then she just beat it, and then
goodness.
sat there like that. Yeah,
It's, I mean, again, it's certainly it's a controversial movie that sticks with people. That if you're into that thing, you're going to watch it. But if you're not into that thing, you are going to be
yeah.
quite horrified, really. So,
My
oh,
my recommendation. I don't really like either of these movies. Shock value, they're both obviously fives. If you want to watch a more entertaining cannibal film, Cut and Run, which is more of a cannibal action film, and then there's another one called Last Cannibal World, which is pretty good. Not as much, no castration in these movies, so that makes them more
are there
tolerable.
animal deaths in them though? Because I mean, again, that's kind of some of the scenes that.
No,
Right, that's kind of, again, that's something that makes some of the scenes quite.
yeah,
It is.
they're more. If there's such a thing as a mainstream cannibal movie, these are closer to that oxymoron than
Well, that's
than
like
the other.
Alive, isn't it? Because Alive was a mainstream cannibal movie. The one where they have the plane crash and then everybody eats each other.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but not like Congo or Amazonian cannibals.
No, that's right. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I suppose, like I say, there's a huge difference between mainstream and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I know it's perfectly alright to make a movie about where people just, Americans are eating each other, but not those Amazons. That's way beyond the
Yeah.
pale.
No, no, no. Those weren't Americans in that. Those were Uruguayans,
Oh
like
well,
the
yeah,
soccer team.
yeah, yeah,
Don't blame me. Don't blame. I never ate a person. Can't say that about South
yeah.
America.
Hang on, that you know of.
That that I'm going to get to anyway.
There's a local Chinese down near my place, and there's let's just say a lot of cats go missing.
Yeah. Disavow.
So I mean, again, with it, I would technically they are brilliant movies. I think I remember Holocaust being the better of the two movies. I thought Thoreau,
It's the better made one.
yeah,
Yeah.
Thoreau had the bit where the two girls are singing in the hut, which just kind of eases the tension, I suppose you want to say, but it kind of it doesn't, because I don't know, it took me out of the movie a little bit. Whereas Holocaust, I was a bit more with everybody as they went through their ordeal, and it
Yeah.
was much more hard hitting, I think.
I saw a meme with when the one of the guys is like on camera smiling, and they're all backpacking, and somebody put text that said, uh, "Not a cell phone in sight, just out enjoying camping with my friends."
Camping in the Amazon and loving
Yeah,
it.
going for a hike with my friends, not a cell phone in sight.
So that was Cannibal Ferox and Cannibal Holocaust. Thanks, Sean.